That poor guy. Is the son and grandson of immigrants, according to Siri. German on his father's side and Scottish on his mother's. So we see this. I'm not here to talk about how he's an immigrant. I'm here to talk about how he is a traitor to his very own people. You see the stuff where they say that poor guy's consigliere, they're thinking of Robert Duvall. God, Robert Duvall's just got to be disgusted every time somebody calls Giuliani a consigliere. He's like, oh, if only I'd have known Rudy when I was shooting this film, The Godfather, where I was the consigliere. I would have acted more like Rudy, and it would have made the whole fucking world understand how fucked up the mafia could be. It would have been enough for people to turn against it instead of working with it, and it would have been a whole different world. But instead, the mafia actually seems to be pretty well organized, so they really wouldn't have a consigliere like fucking Rudy Giuliani. They'd have somebody that knew the business and was willing to use it in an honest, upright way to support the organization of crime. Not running around looking like a lunatic. So that poor guy, they say he's got a consigliere. They talk about how he acts like a mob boss. And that, to get off to the side, back, whatever, this will be quick. Giuliani himself saw interviews with him as a young man and why he was in this business, because he grew up around crime and seeing the results of the umbrella, New York umbrella, and he wanted to stand against it. But as he got older, he's like, hey, wouldn't it be fun to act like I was one of them? And so that explains why he turned. He was close enough and he saw how powerful they were all through the years, and he's getting into his later years and he's like, yeah, might as well go with it. One last great act of defiance. But with that poor guy, he just imagined it all along, but they treat him like he's a mob boss. Like he's mafioso, like he's the Don, old. And old Don. You look at how much he likes to draw this stuff in, and he likes feeling a part of it. And he's been working for him for years, I'm sure. But when we look at it with the consigliere and mafioso. These are all Italian words. They're all Latin. They're all from Rome. His people. I looked it up just because as I was seeing it, I said, what if that poor guy happened to be of British descent? That would make him a traitor to his people, because the fucking Romans, Latin, the Romantic language, that's why they call it the Romantic language. It took me years to figure that out. I'm like, it doesn't sound so pretty to me. The things are saying, oh, it's a Romance language. It's Roman. It's Latin. They were coming in and attacking the British. Didn't anybody see? Who's? Oh, it was England attacking England at that time. Braveheart. Scotland. But the thing is, it was the damn Romans that came in and took over the British Isles, and that's why you've got the Roman baths in Bath, England. That's in the Avon district thing. That's where I lived. And they say, Anglo, Angel, blonde hair, Finn McCool, blonde hair. These fucking Romans came in on him, and they fought him, and their whole people fought him. And you look at the Germans, where they killed 20,000, I think, Roman soldiers coming through a whole fucking, they wiped them out. The Roman soldiers were always coming in on them. They hate the fucking Romans. And so why would they appreciate that poor guy acting like he's a goddamn Italian? He's forgotten the face of his fathers. Unless, of course, his fathers were deserterous, traitorous little bitches.